Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Hello, what's going on? It is the first KVJ After the Show podcast of 2021. So good to be back. Thank you for your patience on our nice little 2-week long break. It's a fantastic time, though. I always look forward to it. It's nice just to kind of like chill, get your mind away from everything.
And with no real other social plans, I spent so much time with the fam.
Yeah.
I enjoyed hanging out with Panda.
It was cool, yeah.
It was pleasant.
I think everybody just stayed local. We didn't do anything crazy, but you don't need to go anywhere. That's the beautiful thing about living in South Florida. Is I was totally content. We just stayed in the area. We didn't go out a ton. Went out a little bit. I went to Matthews Brewing. I got the new little Matthews Brewing Pirate dog.
Looks great.
Shirt. Yeah. So sporting that today. So that was really about it. Went to the Boca Bowl, which it was all good.
What happened at the Boca Bowl? Any drama?
No
drama. Boca bitches.
No Boca bitches, but BYU whooped the piss out of UCF. So watch that. It was freezing cold, though. It was that whole cold snap we had.
Yeah, Christmas Day, I don't think I left my house because it was so cold outside. I would have loved to have gone out and walked around, but it was too cold.
It's a little bit chilly, but it was nice. It was all good. I watched a ton of stuff that I wanted to do. Cobra Kai, I think, is basically where I am at now. I'm going to probably be jumping into that because I got through The Mandalorian. Watched that. I loved it.
Yeah, Mandalorian and Cobra Kai, if you're looking for nostalgia, that is where you want to go. Mm-hmm. It's very good.
Did watch Soul. That is an animated movie if you got kids. That was cute, amusing.
I want to see that. I saw the promos for it.
Had a good little message on it, too. As long as I walked away, I'm like, okay. I feel like I learned something. I got a different perspective on life. It was very good. And then watched that Wonder Woman 84. I watched the first half of it, and then my father-in-law and son Cannon, they started kind of watching the end, so I saw a little bit of the end of it. But then afterwards, my phone was like, that was terrible. And what I saw, I'm like, it didn't seem that great. The story was kind of stupid.
I feel like that's how a lot of those superhero movies are. They're either really great or they're kind of shitty.
Well, I thought the first Wonder Woman was great, and a lot of people were kind of waiting on that. And, you know, they made a big deal of it because I think I'd seen, I'm not good enough with movies that I know the names of directors and things like that, but it was a female that I think had done the story and was doing the directing. And so, you know, people are like, this is kind of really cool. It's a female superhero and woman director and all that kind of stuff. And Cesar from Green Acres sent us an email. He said, I know how you felt about Wonder Woman 84, but what are your thoughts? Jenkins, I guess, is her last name. Was it Patty Jenkins, something like that? Her next project, she's doing the new Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron. And
don't fuck it up, Jenkins.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins, will be directing Rogue Squadron. Do you think she was a bad choice after watching Wonder Woman 84? Well, the thing that is alarming is, the one thing in the credits that stood out to me is I think it said, and written by Patty Jenkins. So I think she wrote it, and it was a stupid story. So, I mean, you know, if you see somebody, like, let's say, for instance, you went to a baker, and, you know, they were going to be making your wedding cake. And they're like going, hey, here, try this pie. And you taste it, and it tastes like shit. Would you be a little concerned that your wedding cake is going to taste like a dog's ass?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, there's a little concern there.
I don't want my cake to taste like a dog's ass. Call me old-fashioned.
Hopefully I don't know that it tastes like a dog's ass, because that would mean I've eaten dog ass.
Well, the complaint with the whole Star Wars stuff, that we're talking the 7, 8, 9, they feel like, the Star Wars fans feel like social justice warriors were the ones kind of writing it with an agenda where there needs to be some kind of a... Yeah. And people, you know, the complaint was, I don't want to be involved in politics and all this stuff. I want to watch a Star Wars movie.
and none of those, a lot of the more recent movies really jump out at me as anything fantastic. The Mandalorian was something, it's so well done. I had it on, was watching it, Cannon and I were watching it, my wife was in the room, just kind of like, not really, I didn't think paying attention. And when it was over, she's like, that was actually really good. I didn't think I was going to like that. She doesn't really like the Star Wars stuff. The reason why it worked, Virginia, I'll bring you back in.
Yeah?
It's because you cared about the characters. Again, there was heart. There was actually a feeling that was going on here. And that happened with the original trilogy, and they got away from that. I didn't care if, the good, I didn't care if they lived or died.
And the writing, too, wasn't catering to not hurt anyone's feelings either. It was just a story of good, bad, evil, and whatever happens. They
didn't try too hard.
Well, you realize you're watching something and it's not real life. Of course, if this is real life, we don't play by those rules. This is a fucking scripted special.
Mandalorian was done by the guy who did Elf. He also did the Iron Man movies. And so
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau. So he's very good. He's the one, I don't think he directed all. In fact, I think I saw one episode of The Mandalorian was directed by Ron Howard's daughter. So she had done one of them.
Ronaldo Howard. No, it's not.
Dallas Bryce, I believe is her name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is, actually.
Yeah, so I think she had directed one of the episodes.
Was she an actor?
She's an actress. She's done, the whole Howard family.
I feel like was she in a M. Night Shyamalan?
I think she was in one of those.
The pool movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was it. And I think now she does more the directing stuff.
She got that beautiful milky skin.
You got that milky skin, Mama.
Not like she does.
Well, I didn't say it was beautiful. I said it was milky.
Just milky.
I'm kidding.
Curdled milk.
Like old milk?
I'm kidding. You're a model.
The milk's like 5 years old.
Noelle said, hey, I got a recommendation for you. She said, I had on Netflix, it's called Song Exploder. Short episodes, 20, 30 minutes, and I especially enjoyed Season 2 Killers episode about making When You Were Young. Warning, if you continue on to the next 9 Inch Nails episode, you won't be able to get hurt out of your head for days. Miss you guys. Can't wait until tomorrow when you guys are back for 2021.
We're back.
Yeah, I put it on my Netflix list all ready to watch. So, yeah, it'd be cool. I got through a lot of good stuff. And another thing that was really cool that I checked out, too, was they had, I don't remember the name of it. It was on Netflix. It was about coaches, and they had Serena Williams as coach on there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you can see the tips.
Yeah, just kind of how he does it, and it was really kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of cool, and in fact, he tells a story about how when he first started coaching her, he didn't start coaching her until 2012. So she had done a good bit of her career until that point, and she showed up at a tournament, and she just kind of like blew past him and wouldn't talk to him. And he said, "I don't know who you think you are," and he said, "But I don't play that."
That was back then. That wouldn't happen now, though.
It happened in 2012 after she won a good bit. She was all, just kind of acting, and she had a little bit of, he said, that was kind of interesting. He played big dog card, and she started talking to him after that. So I can't wait for the Tiger Woods documentary.
Yeah, that's going to be juicy. Because the more they talk to the hookups, the more I'm into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be great.
And just, I hope they delve deep into the irony of you're a world-class golfer cheating on your wife who chases you down the driveway and smashes your car with a golf club.
How bummed out is Tiger if they go so in depth? So what was Tiger into sexually? What did he like?
Oh, I love it.
Shit.
Well, it's on HBO, so, they wouldn't, if there was anything like that, they wouldn't have to censor it.
Tiger liked when I would...
How can I watch it if I don't have HBO?
Come over to my place.
Oh, all right.
Or I'll give you my signature on the app again.
I'm wondering, I think some of the programming, I think they're getting to the point where you can buy individual episodes of stuff now.
It's expensive, though. I know if you go into on demand, for example, if you wanted to watch a Mad Men, Virginia.
Okay.
And you go into season 1, each episode is $2.99.
Whoa.
So if there's 30 episodes, you're spending that much money.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money. They have 9 seasons. It's kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay that.
No.
Yeah. There's some other stuff that's going to be coming to America. Did you guys see the trailer for that?
I did.
Did you like it?
You know what? I'm gonna go see it.
Okay.
I'm excited for it.
I haven't seen the trailer. Where is it?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna do a bad movie. They can't, right?
I laughed at the trailer.
They bring back a lot of the old characters from Coming to America.
You saw the one where they went in the barbershop?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They brought all those characters back.
Okay, that could be good.
Yeah, I was laughing a good bit at the trailer. I thought it was funny, and I'm still the plot that he has a kid that he doesn't know about. I don't know how much I love all that kind of stuff, but maybe they'll make it good. And yeah, but the trailer was funny, so I'm optimistic. So that's going to be coming out. They kind of have put down some of the dates of the movies that are coming out. They're doing a Sopranos prequel. Did you know that?
We talked a little bit about this.
We did, because James Gandolfini's real-life son is going to play him.
If there was ever a franchise to do a prequel or a sequel, it's The Sopranos. There's a lot to do there.
It's called The Many Saints of Newark, and it's coming out March 12th.
I'm all in for that one. I love The Sopranos.
That could be good. The new Bond movie that was supposed to be out last year is going to be coming out April 2nd, No Time to Die.
Okay.
That Black Widow movie is coming out May 7th. That Ghostbusters Afterlife, where they get everybody back together, is June 11th. And then your Top Gun Maverick is coming out 4th of July weekend, July 2nd.
Tom Cruise, is it back on track, baby?
I don't see why not.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, if we're all getting back to normal by the summer, why not?
You hear that? Virginia Law coming in here trying to fuck it up.
I'm back to normal now, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm back to normal now, dog. Okay, let's get on a boat.
A boat, open air. It's great.
I don't want to catch COVID twice. I'm not getting on a boat.
The Tom Cruise. I've got it once. I'm ready for the Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
cruise.
you need to get it, man. What's wrong with you?
I know, I'm a slacker.
Tom Cruise going to have a big year because he's got that July 2nd and then November 4th, Mission Impossible 7. So he's got 2 big movies coming out, and that'll be the second half of the year, too. And then they're doing that Matrix 4. It's coming out in December. That's the movie nobody's asking for. Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't even like the Matrix 1.
Did everyone give a fuck about Matrix 3?
I didn't care about Matrix 2, 3. I liked the first one a lot, but that was it.
It's too much.
Yeah. We're talking about New Year's. I don't know what's Denny's trying to get on. Like, I'm getting texts from Vanilla Ice saying, yeah, go ahead, give me a call. And then Denny's like, I can't get him. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no.
But, and I'm trying to like talk and text these guys, figure it out.
Oh, no. This is a mess.
I see sweet Denny's working feverishly right now with the phone.
Yeah, so who knows? But yeah, they're, a lot of people all upset because I think one, it was just Trump's abode, but then there are all these people that were indoors and didn't have any masks on. I didn't see one mask in the entire crowd.
Well, like you said, if you're not wearing a mask, you now are part of a certain party.
Yeah, no, you are. It is you definitely the dividing line, mask or no mask.
Really?
Well, I mean, not everybody, but I would say
pretty. I can read an article about COVID, and at the end, I can tell what the taint is going to be.
And I don't know how much the media is pushing it, but typically somebody that's not wearing a mask, that's getting all volatile about not wearing a mask, they would be more on the right. And then somebody shaming you and making you feel like a fuckface for not wearing one would be on the left.
I was playing a fun game over break. I still read a ton of stuff on the COVID, and I would start out the first part, and I'd listen to the tone, and I'm like going, okay, we're not going to get through this before they show their political leanings.
And as soon as someone talks for more than 15 seconds, I'm like, you're right, you're left.
And at the end of the article, it's usually the last paragraph. It turned into a fun game. It was either Trump is to blame or Trump is our savior. And I was like, okay, boom. It was a fun game because I'd read the first line, I'd be going, Democrat, Republican.
There's not much in the middle, man.
No, you could tell. You could definitely tell. And did you see the footage they had, even on the national networks? Man, they were tearing South Florida apart because the parties that were going on. The nightclubs that were open basically unrestricted. They had Fort Lauderdale Beach. I mean, it was packed wall to wall. Not a lot of people wearing masks. I know Miami tried to, I think, slow it down a little bit. But they still had a lot of people. They showed South Beach, and there were some curfews set up and some minor restrictions. But Cleve, who owns Pawn Shop down there, said that with the restrictions, it was kind of weird this year because he was getting a lot of reservations from Miami and Fort Lauderdale. People were coming north for a change because we had less New Year's Eve restrictions than some of the other ones. I think in Delray, now Delray was packed on the avenue.
Delray don't give a F.
But they did have a curfew, I think, at 1 or 2. And so they shut it down then, whereas in West Palm, they were open till 4.
Huh.
And, you know, if you get it going on and you spent money to go out, you paid $50 or $100 to get into a place. You're like, I don't want to shut it down at 2.
And not to mention, you get people out there drinking, and you try to shut their drinking and their make out and fingering time. Like, fuck you.
Nothing's better than fingering at the stroke of midnight.
I would agree.
So that's what the people want.
They want it.
That's what they want. So there you go. I got an email here from Lawrence. I hope you all enjoyed your well-deserved time off. You've been missed. I'm heading to Fort Lauderdale for a long girls' weekend and want to see if you guys have any suggestions of must-see, must-do. We are a group of moms that just turned 40, and we're also nurses that just need to let loose. We are staying at the Bee Ocean Resort. But other than that, we have no plans. Do you guys have any suggestions?
Take it, Kev. That's your Fort Lauderdale. You know more than I do about that.
Yeah. I would say that probably the best thing to do, the place I really like, and I don't think they're back open again. The Wharf was great right down there on the New River. And they've got a new place that the name escapes me right now, but it seems like that whole little area, it's called Los Olas something or other. They've got a couple places that are there, but you can't go wrong with just hitting Los Olas. It's kind of a street. It's got a bunch of bars and restaurants all the way up and down it. You can start with right on one side and just pretty much go around bar hopping.
That's where Jay Bird used to do Drunk Girl Trivia.
Oh, yeah, the good old days, i.e. the bad old days.
You can go basically the strip of places right on Fort Lauderdale Beach, starting with Beach Place. That was a place I used to go. They got like a Wet Willie's there and a Hooters and stuff like that.
I love me a Wet Willie's.
Yeah, that's fun.
If I'm at
Beach Place.
If I'm at Wet Willie's, it's time to fuck some shit up. If we were at Wet Willie's.
It's a good time.
Oh, my gosh.
They get you going.
I love it.
Yeah. The water taxis, you can kind of like pop off and, one place to another, do a little bit of bar hop. And they got some good breweries as well, if you're going to be going down there. So, yeah, it's a couple good. Invasive Species is a good little spot to go. So that's some of the suggestions that I would have. And there's, what is the name of it? Something Social.
69ing Social.
They have American Social, and then there's
Finger Bang Social.
Yeah.
Would people go to a club called Finger Bang Social?
I think they would.
I think they would.
You put that thing in Delray, it'll be packed.
What gets more people, 69 Social or Finger Social? I think 69 might.
69 might, but it's a dirtier crowd.
It's dirtier. You might come back with a little bit more disease.
Brown on your nose.
Jenny said that the Wharf is open. So, yeah, I would recommend going to the Wharf. That's a good little spot if you're going to be doing any day drinking.
Now, is the Wharf, are they pro 69?
I'm sure. That's what Fort Lauderdale's all about, man.
That's what Florida's
swinger
about.
Capital, yeah.
You're right. Fuck Lauderdale. Not as in like fuck it, but like yeah.
Aliona said the Lips Drag Show is so fun. Yeah, I think Lips is Oakland Park. It's a little bit north, but Lips is a fun little place.
Okay.
To go and check out. Yeah, I mean, there's other little towns. They got Funky Buddha in Oakland Park too. So there's all the cool other towns. We've got some stuff as well. So hopefully that'll help you out, Lauren. Sydney sent an email. Said I was never really a believer in a higher power or anything like that, but I had a couple little coincidences lately. One, I hadn't been listening to the show for several months, and for the first time I listened is when you guys were interviewing Wayne Dyer's son, and Jaber kept repeating the line, "There are no coincidences." I know it's tiny, but combined with several others recently, I wanted to see where this takes me. I was hoping Jaber would be willing to suggest a book, either from Wayne Dyer or just something that comes to his mind.
Yes, if I was you, I would start off with Wisdom of the Ages by Wayne Dyer, and if you can, get the audio with the book and do it together, and it's really, really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it him reading the book?
It is him doing a lecture along with the book, but the book and the lecture, I believe, is different. But that was one of the first ones, because he goes from a lot of self-help to spiritual help. And I kind of feel like sometimes people are looking for something to help them on the self end in the beginning, and then it leads to a spiritual journey. So I would start with the self stuff, and then it will lead you to more of a spiritual journey, which I think it would be really good. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. A little suggestion for you. Saw some interesting and slightly morbid news. Did you see that Samuel Little, America's deadliest serial killer, has died?
Yeah, I saw
Good
that.
riddance.
He is 80 years old. He was serving multiple life sentences at a California state prison. No word yet on the cause of death.
I don't think we're going to know the devastation that cat left behind him until another couple years. They're still investigating shit.
He was the one that did the drawings of all the women he killed, right?
I don't know about that, but I just...
Older African-American gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. They did an expose on him, either 60 Minutes or CBS Sunday Morning. And this cat had a photographic memory and could tell you details, including what they wore, jewelry, how they had their hair. And he actually did artwork and drew up like 90-something different women that he said he killed.
Well, we always talk about fetishes and little kinks that people have when you read misconnections off.
Yeah.
A lot of these serial killers have their own kind of a weird set of rules that it's bizarre, and then you sit down and talk to them and they explain the whole...
So we've likely read a post from a serial killer on misconnections.
I would say we've at least... We've read 3 murderers. And the time we've been doing misconnect for like 6 years.
Yeah,
at least 3.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, definitely.
Average one every 2 years.
I mean, we always talk about we work with at least one person that's murdered somebody. I believe that. I think we are working with somebody right now that's murdered at least one person
On this show?
But I think everybody listening is working with somebody that has killed somebody. Am I off on
In
that?
the whole building or just like in our group?
For example, no, not our group, but okay, we have
They're
AM.
definitely in sales.
We have AM down there. We've got sales. We have promotions. Out of all of those people, one of those people has been involved in some kind of a murder.
Really?
That nobody knows about. They may go to the urn. And I just wonder how many other groups you're working with. Who's the killer? Who's the murderer in your group?
Sales, definitely.
Well, sales, they could do it because they could be cutthroat and get emotionless the quickest.
Literally cutthroat.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, maybe there's definitely a profile for that kind of stuff.
Do you think I'm crazy with that theory?
Yeah, I don't think it's that.
You don't think it's that prevalent?
No, I don't.
So you think we don't work with anybody that's murdered somebody?
No,
Really?
no.
We probably work with multiple killers.
Okay, so there's 2 different.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Virginia thinks it's more than one. Kevin thinks it's none.
The creepier they act, the more suspicious we should be.
Okay, you work in a warehouse. There's 20 people working in the warehouse. You mean to tell me they're all...
Well, now you've kind of changed a little bit because I think it depends upon where you work and what the circumstances are. Because in different situations, you're going to, I think just when you look at the profile, they do profiling to find murderers. That there are going to be professions, there are going to be places and things like that. They're going to more likely than not draw your murderers.
I feel like warehouse is a murder magnet.
Well, I
More
mean,
murders at a warehouse than what you're going to have here.
bad
The
example.
guy on the forklift, he's killed.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's say you work at a restaurant where there's 15 to 20 people working there.
Yeah.
One person's murdered. No?
20 people? I don't know if the odds are that high. I mean, you're talking about 1 out of 20 people have murdered?
I think that we just don't know.
It's the chef.
I don't think that matches up with the murder stats that happen. I think if you laid how many people are out in our society and how many murders happen, I think your number of 1 out of 20 is way too high.
You need to look into murders not solved, murders that Jane Doe, John, there's a lot of them out there, Kev. No one talks about them.
Kevin, you got your head in the sand.
I think somebody, if they knew the numbers, probably somebody from the FBI right now could easily, quickly tell us that, yeah, those numbers don't match up. It's 1 in how many people have murdered.
We don't trust them fucking feds.
They're probably the ones murdering.
But if there aren't people that are murdered, where are these bodies coming from?
Well, I just feel like there's so many people that go missing that there may be a news story on a Wednesday, And then I'm telling you,
The news cycle moves on.
they never even report. You can't even get a follow-up if they found the person. So I'm just saying, if there's people dying, getting murdered, and they're never found, there are some people that are doing it that are never caught.
Okay.
Damn, Bird, that was good.
You can't compliment your own thought.
That was... I just did.
Damn, Bird.
Okay, so it is, they couldn't make it an easy to digest number, 3.9 per 100,000. That's what they're saying on that.
And I'm not... Okay.
No more than 1% were done by serial killers on average. There are 25 to 50 serial killers operating in the U.S.
That's serial killers. I'm not talking
Anytime.
about serial killers. I'm
You
talking...
can just murder once and be done.
Yeah, the
about that-
first number was just the 3.9 out of 100,000. That's who have murdered.
What about the 17-year-old that drank too much Seagram's, the alcohol, and then, I'm choking the hooker, and no one knows about it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's still going to be the same thing. It doesn't matter how they killed the hooker.
But no one's going to report that hooker. She's gone. No one.
She's just never, they don't, she doesn't, it's like
That's
she
what-
doesn't exist.
That's
That's
what I'm
what
saying.
your boy, the guy that just died, that's what he liked to do. He killed hookers.
There's, and I get,
But you're eventually going to find the body, right? And
No.
then it'll be a record.
dude, there's so many bodies that's never been found. Just in South Florida alone.
Yeah, he drew a lot of portraits of women that they haven't found the bodies yet.
For weird and whatever, I did the research on just Jane Doe, John Doe's, just missing people or unsolved murders here in South Florida from Palm Beach County down, from 60s on. Holy shit, man. There's a lot. Do the research, dog. You won't do it.
We needed to check into you.
Well, but here's the thing.
All this research.
You're right. You should check into me.
5.3 murders per 100,000 people, about 17,000 murders annually. So, in the U.S. So there's no way that can be close to 1 in 20.
But Kevin, you're going on stats that are reported. I'm talking about stats that never see the light of day. People that are killing people on farms, feed motherfuckers to pigs. Damn. Damn. Yeah. Nobody knows what happened to them, so they're not murdered.
About 46% of murders happen in the South where we are.
Oh yeah.
What about missing people? How many go missing?
And usually,
The missing or murdered.
most of the time, missing people are dead, never to be seen again.
Never, Kevin.
So they could be in the woods. We ain't got stats on that.
You don't go in the woods, Kevin?
No, you're right. There's good reason for that.
I just think that more people murder than we know. Maybe not every company, of course, you're right. If you work at Pepperidge Farm, I'm not saying everyone, there's a person that killed at Pepperidge Farm.
If you watch enough Dateline, you'll go through life thinking that way.
But
and you'll start to be real squirrely.
just on this little block right here, we've got the building here, we've got across the street.
We've got Rachel's.
We have Rachel's, and then we have the little hotel there. Are you telling me out of those 4 buildings, there's not one motherfucker that's murdered and gotten away with it? I'm sorry. I think there has.
Kevin, he brings good stats and facts.
He does? Where are they?
I feel good about my stats. 1 out of every 4th building, there's a murderer.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
1 out of every 20 people have murdered.
Again, I think we should look a little bit deeper into our sales department.
If there was murder, the murder chain here in this building would go, AM radio would be the first one to murder,
Really?
then sales. But sales is going to have more kill counts, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I
good.
get it.
I'm
Okay.
glad Virginia.
I totally agree.
You feel bad for me about Chewy. That's why you're agreeing with me. That's the only reason why I am getting Virginia.
I feel
today.
bad for you about a lot. but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, this Samuel Little claimed to have killed 93 people across 19 states between 1970 and 2005.
And he drew portraits of all of them because he started cooperating with the investigators.
Bundy, they said, when he was on his death row, he was trying to, prolong it. He didn't want to die. I heard he went out like a bitch too, by the way. But Bundy was trying to tell them, I've got more victims. I have more. If you keep me alive, I'll let the families know where they're at. Add a digit on to the number you think that I've killed, and that's the real number. I think he had 33, 34.
Okay.
He wants to add a digit on that.
So it's hundreds.
That's according to Bundy, but is he just saying that to prolong his life?
Yeah.
If you're on death row and you're about to be killed,
Yes.
I would say yes, he's probably playing a game. But like this little guy, I don't think he was about to die.
He looked it.
I think he died of natural causes.
He just wanted credit for it. They don't know exactly what the cause of death is yet, but he had 80.
A lot of them want the credit. It's all about the numbers, Virginia. As sick as it may be, it's kind of like sports. The higher the number, the more.
I know. But what they would do is this dude would draw the woman. He would explain where he picked her up. He would give details. And then these investigators would go do some research and they'd be like, damn, sure as shit, this woman went missing and she fell exactly into the description he gave. And he talked about what she wore. He talked about where she worked.
From doing that, they've given him credit for 60 of the 93 he claims.
What's creepy is right now we are all sitting here talking about these potential murders, but within time, it's going to be revealed that there's going to be another Ted Bundy, a Jeffrey Dahmer that has all of these kills that they're going to put and make it make sense to. There's always one waiting, at least one or two out there that's actively serial killing.
Yeah, the number is kind of crazy. I mean, it seems to me like the 70s and 80s were a golden era for serial killers, but I think they're still active.
Well, it was the first time it was to the forefront where the media started talking about it. And it really kind of started with the Richard Speck stuff.
Yeah.
don't snooze on it. They're still out there murdering. You're safer because you have a penis. But how safe are you?
Why you got to turn this into a sexist thing?
Because more bitches get killed.
You are right, though. They do.
My oldest son was telling me about a podcast he listens to, Morbid, a true crime story. Said it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, true crime is one of the top, it's number 3 for 2020 for the top podcast genres.
It's very good.
People love true crime stuff. So if
Because
you're
it's
looking
real.
for one, try that.
Well, it's like a horror movie, but it's real factoids.
Yeah, I think that's what people are just fascinated by those stories.
I like it because it keeps me on my game and it makes me not trust people. There was a story that I'd never even thought about, but it was these guys and they had a front and their business was plumbing, but they weren't plumbers. They would just come in your house to case you and your house to steal your stuff and murder you.
That's how a lot of people do it. They'll put a uniform on and they will barge in, looking like a
plumber,
water person,
FPL dude,
someone
or
from the city.
something. But if you call a plumber out the phone book, you probably don't think that cat is going to show up and murder you. You're just not. If your mind hasn't gone there ever, it probably wouldn't go there.
Well, what you're doing is you're preying on somebody that has no idea what's happening. Bundy would do the same thing. He would act like he had a broken arm or a broken something, and he'd be struggling putting something in his car.
So women would help him.
The woman would, hey, do you need some help? Oh, I really need some help. And then he'd have a club and hit him over the head and then throw them in the car. That's what he would do. He'd prey on people for the broken arm. That's fucked up.
But the thing about Dateline that I like is, and the shows that talk about Bundy, is it tells you their tricks.
Yes.
And then prepares you as a vulnerable woman so you don't get caught up in that.
So if you're at Walmart or Target and you see some son of a bitch struggling,
fuck him,
putting a fish tank up in his trunk, he's like, well, hey, Vicious V, I love the dirt. Can you help me out with this?
Not today.
Really? I love the dirt, though. What the fuck? I'm not a murderer.
Go call a male employee, bitch.
But I love the dirt.
No.
You're my favorite on the show.
Now I know you're lying.
Fuck you.
I'll come over and help you, but I'll come with my crowbar that I keep under my driver's seat.
Just here's the thing, though. If you bring a crowbar to a murder fight, you better be sure you're ready to use that crowbar.
Well, I'm just letting you know you're not going to sneak up on me when I'm coming to help you. I've got the crowbar. I'm ready to hit you with it.
You just don't want to be someone who has a weapon and then loses the weapon right away. Like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck.
Because not only have you lost your weapon, but you've just told them you're a bitch.
Yes, and they want the weapon. They're going to use it.
Yeah. They're like, thanks. Another story on the morbid tip. I don't know if you saw this, but if you're looking for a private eye, Casey Anthony. Remember her? She's the 34-year-old worst mom ever.
Oh, yeah, I remember Virginia took a picture of the back of her neck.
She was in the club after we did cocktails and karaoke one night at Brother Jimmy's.
And she sent me the shittiest picture of all time.
It was blurry, but
I think I got that. Yeah, it was
I've been
terrible.
overserved.
Yeah. 9 years ago is when her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee, was murdered. And now Casey has filed documents to start a private investigation firm to be located in West Palm.
Well, she's been banging the PI that worked on her case for many years.
Yeah, he was also on OJ's legal team.
Yeah, and he's an older
He's
gentleman.
72.
What's PI stand for? Pussy Investigator.
That's it.
Pussy invader. He's been invading for years, and I guess now he's maybe too old to do the PI work.
Yeah.
And so he's passing the torch to her.
Well, she can't get her own PI license because she's a felon, because she lied to authorities about Kaylee's death. But there's no law in the books preventing her from doing research and reviewing public records. So
he has the license, and
Yeah.
she does the work.
sounds like that's what it is.
Yeah, she's right there off of Belvedere, I believe, is where the offices are.
Okay.
I've heard some rumblings that she's by the airport.
Okay. Yeah, I think she hangs out at the Flanagans down there.
Virginia knows about rumblings from just, putting her ear to the street and from her stomach.
Inside farts, Jay Bird calls them.
And another crazy story. You remember that scam artist? They called him Dr. Love.
Yes, that kid that was
Yeah.
trying to pass himself off as a doctor. He had
Yeah.
an office. He was taking appointments. It was crazy.
He was a teenager at the time. Now he's 23. And now he's been asking clients to send money to his personal bank account rather than the shipping company he worked for. And he's now accused of taking over $10,000 that belonged to the company.
This guy is a scam artist.
I mean, he's only 23. He's been scamming since, he can't stop himself.
He cannot. He's got a problem. They need to put him in a psych ward.
Yeah, he tried to give the money back to make it right because he don't want to go back to jail.
Whatever. Lock him up.
Yeah, but crazy. He served nearly 21 months in prison, and now it looks like he's going back again.
He was seeing patients and
Yeah.
diagnosing people.
And he was like 16. He was like a Doogie Howser. And I guess because of that Doogie show, people bought it. That's no problem. My doctor's 16.
Well, people are afraid to call people out, too. They don't want to offend somebody.
And they're like, oh, well, maybe he just looks young.
Yeah,
If your doctor looks 16, call him out.
I wouldn't be going to him unless he had been vetted. But there's a lot of people that don't vet.
Do you go to a 16-year-old doctor if they are proven to be better than any other doctor out there? Like, holy fuck, they're nailing it. I think I go.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes with recommendations and they're just absolutely amazing and they're like, yeah, they're the best, maybe I would.
I don't know, though. Then if there's... you can't check NARDs, and it's too much. Yeah, I'm backing
You
out.
can't have the experience. I'm sorry.
You got to be at least 18.
I'm old. I want somebody else old.
18 at least.
But at the same time, I don't want... Yeah, there's an age. Because you ever had an old-ass doctor, and
Yes.
his hands are shaking?
They do jump the shark.
And he comes in with like these crypt-like hands and fingers. They're all bony.
The most horrific breath. He almost has death breath because he's knocking on doors.
Hey, don't breathe on me.
He's already started decaying from the inside.
He's actually making you feel depressed for being there.
I don't want that guy either.
I don't want that
In fact,
guy
I will
either.
take unlicensed teen doctor over that guy.
Give me someone in their 40s or 50s.
Hey, give me somebody in their 40s or 50s.
It's prime
Hey,
doctor
yeah.
age.
Yes.
60s? I'll take 60s.
Okay, yeah. A couple other really nice emails here. This from Lily. I think it was to Virginia. Said, hey, just touching base with you about Christmas. My 5-year-old grandson, Maverick, came over last night and was like, Mimi, why aren't there any presents under the tree? And my heart just sank. And I said, don't worry. Santa will have presents under the tree on Christmas morning. Please try to get a few toys for Maverick, age 5. And, of course, we can't forget my 6'2" disabled son, Blake, who whispered to him, "Don't worry, Maverick, I know a real angel lady." Blake really believes you are his guardian angel, and the truth is, without our angel from 97.9 and Little Smiles, there will be no Christmas presents around here.
We did. We went to Lily's, and we brought stuff for Maverick and Blake.
Oh, that's great.
We did.
So you must get just a ton of these kind of emails, huh?
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all can agree Virginia's a fucking angel.
I am.
That's great. Well, thank you again to everybody who helped out. Over $100,000 we got.
Yeah.
That's actually quite
those kind of
remarkable.
Well, when you think about last year, without a pandemic going on, Little Smiles raised $50,000 for the holiday toy drive. This year, with a pandemic and people making less, they gave double.
Well, I knew the number before. The fact that it got to that is really quite remarkable.
It grew and grew, and people, they saw the stories of who we were helping and bringing stuff to, and people were inspired to give. We are so thankful to KVJ Nation.
We have a heartfelt audience.
Yes.
There's some radio shows that have dicky people that listen. They're fuck faces. I'm telling you, they're out there.
I know.
We do not have that for our audience.
And a lot of that donation that came in from KVJ Nation, it was $5 here, $10 here, $20, $50. They weren't like huge corporate donations. It was regular people that gave because they wanted to help other regular people. It was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Who was it said steady wins the race? Was it Einstein? Someone said it. It was great. Steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race.
It's-
That's from the tortoise and the hare.
Boom. I knew it was somebody. Einstein or the tortoise. One of the two.
And Nikki sent an email, said, "Hey, I was listening to your segment about how Little Smiles and the police officers needed some help, and I want to see if you have an update on the spina bifida baby."
I do.
And I think you posted that up on our Facebook page.
I did. I put a little video of her. She's healthy. She's growing. She's doing good. She's going to her doctor's appointments. So, yeah, she's turning a year as we speak.
And if you don't know the story on that, our audience raised, $25,000, I think, so that she could get the necessary in utero surgery.
Yep, her mother was pregnant, and they were freaking out because they didn't have the money and they didn't have the insurance to cover the procedure. But when the baby is in utero, the surgeons can go in there and fix some of the spina bifida damage before the baby is born, so the baby can heal while it's still in the womb, which is unbelievably
unreal.
amazing.
That's got to be new technology. It has to be, right?
Fantastically new. And so, yeah, we were so blessed to be able to raise the $25,000, pay for the surgery. She got the surgery. She was born premature last January, so she's now making a year old, and she's healthy. She's happy. She's got chubby cheeks. She's got beautiful long eyelashes.
That's really amazing because it was a bleak diagnosis in the beginning. The fact that we're talking so positive right now is really unbelievable.
I agree. So I'll keep everybody up to date. I always check in with little Amaris and her mama and her daddy and make sure that they're doing good. And if they need anything, we step in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're a sweet family.
And shout out to Sean J. Sent in a nice little email here, sharing his appreciation for the show. A group of friends of mine would like to agree. It's a premium to have a show with daily original content capable of producing belly laughs while also being local and relatable. So thank you very much for that shout out. I do appreciate that. And really happy to be back for 2021. Looking forward to a really fun year. So one show down, many more to go. So thank you guys for all the love and support. We love you all. Glad to have you back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.